you have met Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. How was the experience and what you have learned from it because he is a leader of India?
What I saw from my eyes, he is very well prepared into what he is going to do, especially when he goes to his speeches. He is very well aware what he's going to talk, how he's going to talk, and his research is phenomenal. I mean, the kind of team he must have got behind who is helping him for his research and content is exceptional. Apart from that, if you meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you will actually feel that there is something extraordinary in that person. What is that something? I cannot express in the words, but you will definitely feel that. And I think that is my experience.
The extroverts can make a good speaker.
Not at all. It's a myth. All introverts are great speakers.
Okay. So now, while delivering the presentation, what is important? Delivery of the presentation or the content of the presentation?
Content is the kingdom, presentation is the queen, and presenter is the king.
Namaskar, Adab, Akaal. I'm your host of AToZ, AKSHAY, and welcome to the Origin Show, Knowledge Starts Here, brought to you by Epic Life SRA. Before we're going to start this episode, you might be thinking what is the motive of this show and why we are here and why we are watching this video. The motive is simple: to get you answer from different industries, from different experienced people in a very simple way, which may help to enhance your learning process or might be change your daily routine also. So today, in this episode, we're going to talk about the communication skills. So before going to talk about further on this topic, let me tell you my point of view. See, if you're going to set up a business or going to take education in any top A class college, top B class college, the most common thing which we need to work, that is the communication. So because of that, we got this episode for you where we're going to talk about from ABC of communication skills, how to improve our communication skills, how to become an international public speaker, and everything. So I request you to please watch this full video. Today we have a very special guest in this episode whose name is Mr. AKSHAY. You might be thinking why his name known as AKSHAY and why people call him AKSHAY. He's a very well-known person in the north belt of India. And also recently he met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and he got award from him also with regards to international public speaking segment. So I request you to please watch this video, and I believe this video going to help you and get you all your answers and might be to change your life also when it comes to your communication skills. So stay tuned. Will we come back after a short intro?
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the Origin Show. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm good, Akshay. Thanks for inviting me.
Sir, just before we going forward, just wanted to know why people call you the author Sherry. Can you please put some light on that?
Yeah, for everything in life, there's a story. So there's a story behind my name as well. In the year 2014, when my blogs started getting popular, especially on the websites, on internet. So my pen name was Sherry that time. And when my first book was authored in 2017, I started using name as author Sherry. So what happened was I went to the Facebook and it gives you the option of having a prefix. So I could notice that a lot of people use advocate, CA, ER. So I thought, why not to use an author? And that's how author Sherry was kept. And since then, my name on internet was searched with author Sherry. And you know how internet works. I mean, it's all about keywords. And since then, author Sherry got so many views as my SEO team updated. So that's how this name was kept, and it became my brand moniker as well. And today, people know me by this name only. So I'm glad people can collect this name as connected to me.
So, what is the real name?
My real name is Supreet Singh Arora. which has been given by my parents.
Oh, that's great, sir. So before going forward, just wanted to know for my audience why public speaking is so important for us right nowadays in India, and what is the future in this when it comes to career part on the career thing when it comes to your mind.
Sure, sure. So I'll start from the life cycle of an individual. So it starts with the student life cycle. So as a student, you're supposed to give debates, talk on different topics in favor or against. That's when you start doing public speaking. And then from there you go to the colleges. You get a chance to speak in front of students. That's where you need a lot of confidence, and you get invited to fest. You anchor the shows. That's when you need anchoring skills. There also you need the public speaking skills. And then it comes to going to the jobs as a corporate professional. There you need to have public speaking skills to present your idea. You need to have excellent presentation skills to put across what you are thinking. Your thought clarity should be there. And of course, if you are expending some tough statistics out there, you need to learn the art of storytelling and impromptu speaking as well. Besides that, when you go to the business world, there also, if you are expanding your business from a startup to a corporate, to a PSU, or to a limited firm, in every stage of life, you are expanding your business with a set of clients and global markets. So that's where you need to interact with a lot of clients, a lot of vendors, a lot of people within your team, and of course, you need to give a lot of presentations on product, on services. So everywhere, if you see, right from the student life cycle to the teenager, becoming a college goer, and then getting into a job or a business or becoming a professional, you need to learn the art of public speaking. And if you talk about the career path, see, in everything and anything which we do, we need to know how to express things around us. For example, if you are an IT engineer, you are excellent in creating technology, and you are far beyond excellence when you are creating a mobile application or you are working on a software. But what if somebody invites you and asks you to present what you have prepared, what you have created? If in that moment you cannot create that thought, you cannot express yourself well, you cannot pass on the message in the right words, with the right emotions, with the right articulation, then people will not connect with you. Even if your product is great, even if your technology is mind blowing, even if your knowledge is mind boggling, even if you are a subject matter expert, but if you're not able to put across what you feel about what you have created, then it's the matter of challenge. It's the matter of low confidence. It's the matter of low self esteem. So, in order to overcome these situations, you need to learn the art of public speaking to maximize career growth, get exponential freedom in your business, in your jobs, and of course, at regular intervals, if you need to have job hike, salary hike, lot of people who go into the leadership roles, they are still struggling with communication skills. So oral communications is the number one skill right now as per the latest GMAT survey. And advanced oral communication is what public speaking is. So you are presenting your idea in front of more than one person whom you don't know probably. They are strangers, they are not known to you. And you are making them convinced. You are persuading them. You are helping them to understand what you want to sell, or what you want to give, or what you want to teach.
That's great answer, sir. We're going to start from the basic, so that the reason why I'm asking this question, because we are sitting the metro cities, connecting the session, connecting with the people, connecting the students in the school. But I'm talking about the tier two and tier three students who are sitting in the colleges, schools, small schools. They want to build their, you can say, skills in public speaking, because they're going to work in a cities, metro cities. They're going to come to metro cities, and when even I experienced that. Even if you go and check with any students who comes from tier two, tier three cities, go to the main metro cities, join the school and colleges, they see the difference. You can see a big difference between the mental thinking of a person who came from a tier 2 tier 3 city as compared to the person who was staying in that city. So let's
Mhm.
talk about the basic on this part. What are the key points which a person need to think, or a student need to put in his mind to start their public speaking skills, irrespective of Hindi or English, whatever in language he is comfortable to speak.
That's a very good question. So let me answer it by saying that we learn by seeing and listening more. So my first advice would be to start listening to other speakers around. Make a list of speakers, or if you have some speakers whom you feel that you are being transformed with, or you are feeling influenced with their ideas and thoughts, start following them. Start finding them how they are conveying their idea, how they're expressing their idea. The second suggestion would be start speaking about the objects around you, because we are talking about the tier 2, tier 3 cities where people cannot afford expensive coaching programs like tier 1 city people can. So if you are somebody from tier 2 or tier 3 city and you want to learn and practice public speaking at your home or at your place, so it's better to start talking about the subjects and the topics around you. It can be as simple as talk about nature, talk about sun, talk about the car, talk about the heart, talk about the fields, talk about the plants, talk about the flowers, talk about each and every topic. That's the second advice. Thirdly, when you are delivering a thought, when you are talking about anything, practice pauses. Take pauses in between so that your message can become effective. So there are three types of pauses: long term pause, medium term pause, and short term pause. Start taking pauses. When you take a long term pause, it is from 1 to 3 seconds. A short term pause is from 1 to 2 seconds, and uh, short term pause is zero point 0.4 to 0.8 seconds, medium term pause is 1 to 3 seconds, and long term pause is 3 to 5 seconds. So if you start taking pauses in your speech, you will become an amazing speaker. My last advice would be practice tonality. Practice on your tone, the high tone, the mid tone, and the low tone. So if you can work out on these advices which I've just gave you, these are very simple but very effective. And then start sharing stories about the things happening around you. If you can do this in your conversation, by the way, there's an important update here is that on an average, a human being speaks 10 to 15,000 words per day. And out of those 10 to 15,000 words which we are speaking every day, 75 to 80% is stories. So we are already brain wired with the stories. We already know the importance of stories. We already know how to share stories. But when it comes to facing public and doing it strategically, doing it formally, that's where a lot of people lose the game. So my suggestion is start talking about a lot of things around you in stories and start them in conversations, and then notice if you can, if you can get some feedback from somebody whom you are talking with. Last but not the least, do not underestimate the power of camera, the digital communication. Record as many videos as you can in front of camera. There are so many mobile applications available. To name a few, like Orai, Udly, these are applications where you can practice at the convenience of your place without paying any single penny. You can practice absolutely free. So these are some of my suggestions which can help the people from tier 2, tier 3 cities.
So now I have a question in this. For example, if you talk about the common ways to how to build your communication skills and build your confidence level also. Because what I believe, once you have a good communication skills, you're going to be have great confidence also which will going to help you to interact with the other person. So not talk about you. I believe that you go to all the corporate companies and give your presentation and talk about the public speaking. So right now in the current scenario, irrespective of English or Hindi, because you are from North Belt of India, what is the main issue they are facing when you go and interact with the employees in the company, whether the employees for blue collar job or white collar job, whatever, what's whomsoever connect with the person in your day-to-day life, what's the biggest problem which you see right now in the market, and how he or she can resolve it?
Okay, I think there are many small areas where a lot of corporate employees need to work upon. And I believe there's a recent stat which I have read, where it says that there are three types of cadre. One is junior management, then second is middle management, and third is senior management. So if an employee is shifting from middle management to senior management role, 92% of the people don't know how to express their thoughts, ideas, and do public speaking and do presentations. 92%. Now that's a staggering rate. So the first thing which I notice is that people face challenge in articulation. Articulation means how you express your idea in a certain way that people feel convinced about what you're talking. So it's logical reasoning, logical expression. That's one. Second, low confidence. Low confidence can arise due to several reasons. The first reason can be your own internal negative talks. The second reason can be you faced some setback or failure and you are having fear of failure. The third can be your own deficiency into your micronutritions or your body science where you're facing challenge and you're not able to cope up with your nutritional problems, and that creates an anxiety or sometimes public speaking fear or the stage fear as well. Fourth is the performance and anxiety, where people want to perform, but the moment they come on the stage or they come in front of a performance mode, so they start feeling jittery feelings. They have butterflies gushing out of the stomach, and they have uh, water coming on their forehead. They have water coming in their hand. The legs start tumbling, the head starts shaking, and they don't know what to do, what to react. So there's a blackout situation for them, and that's quite terrible. So these are some of the situations which I come across when I talk to a lot of corporate employees. If you go to the senior side of the corporate professionals, I think many of the corporate professionals don't know how to speak in front of audience with the engagement. So engagement is the first challenge. Storytelling is another very big challenge they face, and third big challenge is sometimes they don't know how to speak convincingly in front of the camera. So a lot of people have camera phobia as well.
So I have one question, sir. See, if a person who has done the MBA from IIM or done the BTech from IIT or graduate from any tier A, tier B colleges, but in that college they're not going to talk about the public speaking generally. But however, they will get a job because of their skills, and they have highly skilled person. They hire them on higher senior management people, or you can say mid manager people. They're working right now. Is companies working for them to help to grow in terms of public speaking, because they're going to interact with a lots of people. They're going to handle the other, you can say, key holders, or you can say vendors, or you can say shareholders also. So do you think the company right now, this company are participating and helping their employees to improve their public speaking, or improving their confidence level nowadays in India?
Yes, majority of the companies have their own separate training departments. They work on the life skill training. They work on the personality development training. They also work on the sales and soft skill trainings. So the answer is yes, but many of the startups and many of the companies are also not working. Though that number is pretty low. However, there is still that some number where you will find that they are not being given the professional training. In most of the companies and organizations where you will find that people are given soft skill training, people are given sales training. But you know what is the challenge? The challenge is when an employee goes on a job, his mindset is not in the mode of learning. His mindset is just to complete the training as a formality. That's the challenge. So the seriousness level is not there. The
Yes,
second
yes.
biggest, yeah, the second biggest challenge is that when they go to work, they simply feel like earning money. They don't feel like if my skill will upgrade, I will earn more money. They don't have that mindset. They just have the mindset that at least I should just justify my salary, justify my presence, and I'll leave for my work, and then I will go back home and relax and just do my personal things. So the mindset is not there. Mindset issues are there. And thirdly, very few people in the corporate industry really work on their skills parallelly to make sure that they have a plan, they have a goal in next 5 or 10 years to work on their skills and become professional. Very few people, because the irony is that atmosphere around is not like that. There's so much of politics, there is so much
Yes.
of insecurity, there is so much of envy around, where people actually feel very difficult to survive in those situations. So to keep a mind which is ready to learn a lot of things, staying creative, and becoming enthusiastic about learning new skills, that itself is an art, I would say. That's very, very difficult at times for an individual. So I think my takeaway is that it's the responsibility of an individual to have a clear map of what you want to achieve out of your career, and then what kind of skills you need to learn, what kind of skills you need to adapt and upgrade for yourself, and start learning on those skills. I come across a lot of CXOs, Akshay, where they invest on their learnings, where they invest a lot of money on their personal skills. Why? Because they know that these skills are going to help them to earn more money, get salary hike, get designations hike, and of course reach to the higher levels.
Now let's talk about you, sir. How you come in this industry, like public speaking thing, and how what are the mistakes which you have done in the past while learning this skill and becoming a professional as a public speaker.
Okay, so I'll start with my journey overall, then I will cover the second part of the question, which is the mistake. So I started my career into banking sector, and I started my career as a telecalling executive. I used to sell credit cards over the phone call, and that was my first connection with conversations and communication. That is where I started feeling that I need to have right script, I need to have the right skills to convince somebody over the phone call, I need to probe a lot, I need to have good conversation skills, I need to have soft tone over the phone. And these were the tactics we used to apply over the telephone to sell the credit cards. Because mind you, when you're selling anything over the phone, you're not seeing the person physically, you're just imagining that picture in the mind. So he must be like this. And then you are thinking about that image in the mind, and you are selling and talking. So I started with that job role, and I was pretty successful. Not in the first 3 months, but yes, after 3 months, I was pretty successful because I understood the system, how to sell anything from the phone. So my first life learning was, if you follow the right processes, you can excel in any business. It's not the people, it's the system which works all the time. Then after that, I moved into the banking sector full time. I became a private banker. I headed sales teams. I worked with three multinational banks, and I reached at the level from an executive to a regional position in the span of 11 years. I went abroad as well. I came back. That was a failure. But I think over a period of time, what I realized is that I am not made for banking sector. I am made for something which is coming out from me. You always need to figure out, Akshay, in your life, what is coming from inside you, what connects you to the things which you really want to do in life. So I was always a good motivator when I was in the job role as an employee. I always used to motivate people to work around, to find out clients, get the sales done in an ethical way. And that's where I found myself that I am a good motivator. But how that motivator role can be turned into a trainer, that was not there in my mind. However, one fine day, when I was scrolling down some pictures, I realized that there can be a shift in my career from a manager to a trainer. That's when I started thinking about it seriously, and I took this transition of being a banker to a trainer. Though many people were not in the favor, especially my close friends, they have uh, they have not encouraged me to take this decision because I was leaving behind the legacy of 12 years of banking career experience, because that those 12 years of experience matters a lot. I mean, you really have to live a new life to get those years of experience. But somehow I took the risk, and fortune favors the brave, and I started understanding about the training business, coaching business, and I did some certifications from international coaches and trainers. I also underwent train the trainer certification, and that's when I started understanding the dynamics of being a trainer. First 5 years of my career were into training, And I did a lot of mistakes. I used to go for cold calls to pitch the training sessions to people, to small corporates. I think that's one of the mistake which I did. Training never gets sell in a cold call, never. You need to have a prior relationship. You need to have a strong reference if you are going to meet somebody and asking them and convincing them or push them to take your trainings. It always happens this way. The Then after that, I think I've learned everything from my own experience, from my own failures. I had one startup failure also in the training business only, but then I realized what mistakes I have done, and over a period of time I realized that the riches are in the niches. The narrower you go, the deeper your pockets will get. And I started realizing that I'm pretty good into motivational training, sales training. But what I was able to figure out is that I was doing communication all the time. And I wanted to create my own niche into my segment, which I'm working. So from communication, I landed up to public speaking. And those days, public speaking was not very prominent. This got prominent and this came into the notice of a lot of people when there were a lot of Facebook ads run by people during the lockdown. When people realize, oh my God, this is public speaking, that's where I lag. Oh my God, this is where I lag. It's public speaking only. So now a lot of people connect that public speaking is the area where they really need to work upon. And I believe that public speaking is just not a skill. It is just not a soft skill. It is a mandatory skill to have in your arsenal. And if you have that right skill, that's public speaking, you almost cover more than 14, 15 skills. You develop your reasoning skills, you explore time management, you become excellent in personality development, you become good in dressing, grooming, you manage your behavioral skills, your empathy, and then your storytelling abilities, your effective communication, people management, leadership qualities. Look, I've already given you more than 10 right now. So you develop all these skills just by learning one skill, public speaking. And that's the power. And from there, my shift from a trainer who was not doing pretty well to a coach who entered into public speaking where nobody was working pretty much into this field, because I realized that what my mentors also taught me is that you need to have a niche, you need to have a specialization if you're entering into the training industry or coaching industry. The problem, I mean this is my second failure. I was becoming jack of all. I was soft skill trainer, I was NLP master coach, I was sales trainer, I was leadership trainer. And I think that's where my mistake was being picked up by somebody, and he said that you are trying to be jack of all, you're good at everything. And I think this mistake is done by a lot of trainers today also, Akshay. They they just want to take work, and they take work by saying I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Because training is just not about creating a PowerPoint presentation and sharing your ideas and convincing people that they should do this. That's not training. Training is when you are influencing people to create their own ideas in their mind. When you are influencing people to shift their emotion from one place to another. When you are helping people, guiding them with some right tools and techniques so that they will not repeat the same mistake which they were doing. And I started realizing that this is where things were going wrong. So from there, I shifted my focus to public speaking. And today I've created more than 5 lakh members community online on Facebook on public speaking. We have a lot of public speakers, different groups. We have more than 35 groups on Facebook running. That's a big community which I've created. So one is I worked on community building. Second is I was not very active on YouTube earlier. Now you can check out my YouTube channel. Every week we are uh, uploading 2 videos and 3, 4 reels every week. So we are quite active
Yes.
on YouTube. So I think after lockdown we were only having 100 subscribers, but now we are close to 6,000 subscribers. It is just the consistency which works and helps you. Nothing in life will help if you're not consistent about it. You got to be consistent. You got to be persistent. You need to create perseverance in order to achieve what you really want in life. Then after that, I started sharing my writings, as I said, with a lot of people, and I became an international blogger. And then I entered with the blogging world. I learned a lot of things about blogging world, and from there was no looking back, because then I understood the art of copywriting, the art of creative writing, and the art of writing books, and that's how I authored 10 books so far. Two of them were Amazon number one bestsellers. I primarily write on public speaking and personal development. And besides that, last year was one such moment in my life which I will truly remember and cherish my entire life. It was an invite from the Honorable Prime Minister of India to meet an expert into the field of communication. And guess what? Yours only was selected on LinkedIn, and I was being called at Prime Minister's house in Delhi, along with 90 other dignitaries from various walks of life from the world, and I was one of them. So I not only met the Prime Minister of India, it was a great occasion, it was a great moment in my life. When I met him, I shook hand and I spoke to him, we clicked pictures, and I think that became a great moment which I can cherish forever in my life. And after that, I think now I'm consistently working on a mission that's 1 million public speakers by 2030. So I believe that India has a great talent. India has great soft power which can be converted into global power. And you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in India, because there's so much to come in India.
Yes, that is true, sir. So now I have a 4 or 5 questions which you discussed right now, which is sharing your story. So when, as you said, you were doing a cold calling on the telephone, selling the credit card and debit card to all the peoples in Delhi and outside the Delhi also. So being a sales professional, right now you become a public speaker. What are the main common challenges, your common issue which you face see in sales executive nowadays? Because if you go to any edtech company, they'll give you a script, read the script, talk to the customer. But this is not, this is now you can going to sell it, because they will think okay, it's like a robot speaking. But right now AI is there everywhere. AI robot going to call you and to talk about the loans and all. Second thing is that whenever a person, if a person going to call, he's going to read this his what's a script, but he don't have that much time, because you have 30 seconds to impress your client on a telephone. So how will you do that, and what suggestion you going to give that right now and as per the current scenario?
Okay, see, I have done this many years back. It's been 20 years. The market has dramatically changed. And I think now we have a lot of consumers absorbing a lot of content online on social media and various internet mediums. So I think I will not be able to give the right answer to you at this moment, because I'm not doing that work. However, I think there are a couple of things which I would really like to highlight, Akshay. One is that learn to handle the rejections by the clients. So learn to handle no of the customer and convert that negativity to the optimism of your work. So if somebody is saying no, it's not necessary that he really means. You can try and follow up as many times as you feel that you are not convinced that he is not interested. So learn to handle the rejections of the customer. That's one. Second is that I feel that lot many people who are into the work profile of sales, selling any product, I think they don't have enough product knowledge. Because if you are super confident about what you are selling, then there is no stone unturned. You cannot sell anything. You can sell everything. Everybody is selling something. As public speakers, we also sell an idea from the stage, and a lot of people buy it because it is coming from the mouth of an expert, an influencer. So if you are sound, if you are proficient in your knowledge of product and service, then very few people will actually fail in sales. That's my second one. Third one is, I think it has got to do with the more number of meetings. So it is connected to the sales funnel. And if we talk about sales funnel, the funnel concept is that the more water you put into the pipe, eventually the water will stay back in the pipe, and the water will keep on adding, and the pipe water will come out from the tap. The same way you replace the water with the customers, keep on adding new customers, and eventually that pipeline will keep on giving you a lot of customers in the pipeline, so that you will never have shortage of customers. The biggest challenge in the sales profile is you feel short of customers. So you need to keep on adding new customers by meeting them, greeting them, and identifying their uh, their need analysis and their needs actually, because people buy because of needs and emotions. And lastly, I would like to say that we are in the market where people buy a lot of things emotionally. So try to figure out and put yourself into the customer's mind by empathizing yourself, by creating empathy skills. And I think that's where you will excel a lot. So I think these are my 2 cents on what you have asked.
Great, so thank you for answering that question. Because I know I'm asking some silly questions which comes to my mind on this part, on the part regarding the sales. Now I have a second question, sir. That as you said, you have met Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. How was the experience and what you have learned from it? Because he is a leader of our India, and he used to meet lots of foreign diplomats. And I think, see, everyone need to learn from the leaders. So what you have learned and what was his aura when he come and when you met him?
I think my top learning was his people management skill is exceptional. He's a charismatic leader, very dynamic, and I'm not politically biased at all. I'm completely giving my views, what I saw from my eyes. He is very well prepared into what he is going to do, especially when he goes to his speeches. He's very well aware what he's going to talk, how he's going to talk, and his research is phenomenal. I mean, the kind of team he must have got behind who is helping him for his research and content is exceptional. Apart from that, if you meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you will actually feel that there is something extraordinary in that person. What is that something I cannot express in the words, but you will definitely feel that. And I think that that is my experience. Overall, it was a lifetime experience for me to meet the Honorable Prime Minister. And yes, one more thing, being the public speaker into this domain, I feel that his body language is amazing. The way he talks to people, the way he expresses ideas, the way he uses his entire body to convey a message from the stage, from the podium, is really something which you need to learn, which you need to adapt from his skills. So my overall experience was fantastic with Prime Minister Modi, and I got to know some beautiful things about Mr. Modi. That he's always somebody who loves to meet people very humbly, and he's not scared to meet people who are from poor background. So it is just a matter of security, because the security is pretty tight. They follow 4 or 5 layers of security inside the house, so it takes a lot of time to enter into the prime minister house actually from the gate. But once you go through that process, you will find yourself in the house and you will feel like the part of the house. So I think those vibrations, those connectivity was really good. And that's all I have to say.
That's a great experience which you have shared. So might be people can learn something from you which you have shared your experience. Now, so we have a one segment called Be Frank, Be Open, where we ask some myth question or you can say some general questions which is there on the internet and people wants the answer. We just need your point of view. So that if you're okay, can we start this segment?
Sure.
Sure, sir. We're going to start Be Frank, Be Open segment question. We have first question for you, sir. What is communication? Your point of view, sir.
Communication is performance based task.
Okay. So now second question is how to build a confidence in ourselves if you want to build a confidence.
You can build confidence by doing the things which you fear in your life, and by pursuing things and dividing into small actions. So if you want to pursue anything, cut them into small tasks and you will see that gradually you will achieve the big task. And third, start talking positive things around you and you will see that your confidence grows.
Now my third question is according to you, who is the best public speaker right now in India?
I think there are a lot of public speakers who are doing pretty well. Um See, I cannot say somebody who's as a best, but yes, I do follow a lot of speakers in India. I love to hear Gaur Gopal Das, the way he talks, and of course the Prime Minister comes to political speeches. Yes, there are a couple of names in my mind which comes quickly.
Now, my fourth question is only extroverts can make a good speaker?
Not at all. It's a myth. All introverts are great speakers.
Okay. So now, while delivering the presentation, what is important? Delivery of the presentation or the content of the presentation?
Content is the kingdom, presentation is the queen, and presenter is the king.
Okay. So okay, if a person want to be a good writer, according to you, what step he need to be follow? You want to become a book writer or something?
If you can self-express yourself and people can understand what you have written, you are a great writer.
Now I have one last question, sir. For this, just want to know some tips according from yours and to deliver a successful presentation in boardroom.
Okay, so my tip number one will be well researched with the content you are going to deliver, and find out your authentic voice when you are delivering a talk. Apply storytelling skills, especially when you're talking about the statistics. Then, fourthly, always have the strategic planning of how you're going to connect with the audience. The audience engagement is the key to your success in the presentation. Lastly, always have a key message in your presentation, and audience should go fill pockets and fill mind before they leave the room.
So now we have finished our segment called Be Frank, Be Open. Now let's talk about, sir, about the mental illness, because I was going through videos on YouTube, even the shorts you were talking about the children mental illness. So what are the major concerns which you see right now, because you're giving coaching to all the students which comes to your MS talk, and you see that even parents were interacting to you also discussing about their, you can say, not because of low confidence or like they are in some students are introvert. So what are the problems which you see right now when it comes to mental illness right now in the market?
I think the biggest challenge which I have noticed where students have started feeling low in confidence is that uh, they feel that everything can be achieved just like they achieve some task in a video game. So they start relating the video game to the real life. So I think that's where the biggest problem happens. Nothing happens so quickly as it happens in video game in real life. You need to have patience, you need to have concentration, you need to have right focus, and that's where it starts creating a lot of setback for the students. ADHD, schizophrenia, these are the two common problems which I come across with a lot of students, and a lot of people go into an anxiety, depression at an early age because they don't know how to come out of that trap. So my advice is that you should have good friends around. You should talk to your parents a lot, and it's the responsibility of the caretakers, the parents, or the friends to inform the family members or vice versa that if you feel any change in the personality behavior type, because the person who's ill, he actually does not want to accept that he is ill. That's again a problem. So if you are their friend, if you are their family member, make sure that you are helping them out by conveying their to their close ones so that they can get the treatment done. Yeah, and secondly, always, I mean, you should pray God, you should believe in God, you should be in prayers all the time, be in gratitude, but don't underestimate the power of the medicine process. Connect to an expert and find out if that problem can be treated, and do your best. That's what I want to say. And thirdly, I think that expression is something which can heal a lot of people. So if you are tense and under stress, and if you can start writing journals, if you can start writing about things you are grateful for, and if you can start writing about the things which have created ecstasy in your life, you will feel relaxed because when you write, you heal. The same way, when you self express, you come out of the trap of thoughts, the complexity of thoughts, and you achieve a lot of clarity in life. Success is not about the genetics, it's about the clarity of thoughts. So, if you achieve clarity of thoughts in life, then I think you are out of all the mental issues which you are facing right now.
Thank you for answering the question. I have a second question. As we are discussing on the mental illness psychology, how does psychology works in the public speaking, sir? When it comes to delivery, public speaking.
Well, I would say psychology does not work in public speaking. Psychology is public speaking. So, public speaking is equal to human psychology. Because when you are talking to people for whom you are creating the content, people, so you should know your audience. It's psychology. What message you want to create in your presentation or talk so that audience will feel connected. It's again people. It's again psychology. So, what do you want to do in your presentation so that people feel entertained, inspired, informed, educated? This is again psychology. So, again, you are connecting to human psychology. Psychology is everywhere connected to public speaking. Even if you are going to the stage, there are so many practical exercises which we suggest. You visualize before you go on the bigger stage, visualize the audience. That's again psychology only. And when you come out of problem of fear of public speaking, through behavioral psychology process, when we talk about systematic desensitization, it's the method when you repeatedly do what you do. So when you repeatedly deliver speeches again and again and again, so you come out of that fear of public speaking and you desensitize your anxiety on the stage. So public speaking is psychology only.
Sir, now I need a small help from your side. While you explaining what the psychology in public speaking, could you please help us our audience to with one example? There was one of your client who was giving the public speaking. He was having some issue on that time while he was delivering the content by through vocally. So what are the problem he has faced and how he overcome on that time? Can you please give us some example or experience over there?
Well, there are many such examples.
The reason why I'm asking the example so that people who are watching this video they can understand how quickly you need to learn. You can need to remote your mind. How you need to control your mind. How you going to answer it? So
Yeah,
that's what
no,
I'm
I
asking.
got your point. See, it's the process which works ultimately. So when we do coaching with the clients, it starts with the understanding of the process first. So your concept should be very clear. Then second, the framework. What framework and what strategy you have applied in your talk and applied in your personality so that you are not going through that fear again. And then third, you're following the right structures for what you're going to talk. And this is how actually we teach to the students and the mentees in the coaching programs. And then fourthly, it's very important for them to have self-confidence. So you have asked this question earlier. For creating self-confidence, you need to achieve things which are very important for you to achieve in your life. It can be anything. If it's about running 100 meter for you, go and run that 100 meter. So I come across a lot of such situations, and I would like to give one example. I recently coached one of my client who is from a very big corporate. I would not be able to name it. He's from Harvard. He's a Harvard alumni. Now, there's no problem in the language pattern. There's no problem in the communication pattern, and even there's no problem in the mental pattern. The problem is the confidence, because in one of the scenarios he lost his confidence when he was on the stage, and since then he started having fear of public speaking. Now, just to remove that fear, it takes time. So you need to figure out why you want to do what you want to do. So in his case, I followed one simple strategy. Why you want to overcome fear of public speaking? Then he had list of answers. I want to be the best in my organization when I give lectures. I want to expand my international business to international locations, more than 50 countries. I want to sound confident in front of business communities where I do a lot of conversations. So his answers were clearly giving him the direction. So it's your clarity which is giving you the direction. And after that, we started working on it step by step with the right formats, with the right methods, which I helped him to grow. And today he's out of fear. So, this is how we have helped a lot of people.
Thank you, sir, for sharing this example with us, and I hope this example will help our audience to understand this thing. Now, I have last two questions before winding up this session. The question is that how the person humor is going to change the whole presentation, like a comedy humor or like very seriousness humor, or you can say why humor is important in our public speaking while delivering the presentation to the client or interacting with your students, or you can say your colleagues in the company?
See, human is connected directly to the brain chemicals, and we have grown up entertaining ourselves, and we cannot be monotonous about things what we are doing. The same goes in public speaking, and in order to crack humor, the best method which I follow, I can share, is that I create a situation where the audience is expecting something, and I go totally opposite. So that's how I create crack humor. The another thing which I do is that I try to speak the mind of somebody by taking an example, and then I speak the mind. So people were not expecting that I'm going to speak the mind of the person, and then they laugh, then they smile, and that's how I create humor. So humor is something which is always an integral part. But I always say one thing: if you are there for a speech, don't add humor, sprinkle it.
Okay, sir. Now, last question for this session. We have a last question. What piece of advice you want to give to our young youth to so that person can achieve their goals when it comes to public speaking only, or anything in the profession?
Okay, so my advice to youth is that see, India has a lot of potential. If you are born in India, you have the responsibility as a citizen of India. And that responsibility is that if you are grown up in this country, and if you have some skill set, some ideas, some innovation in your mind, if you want to achieve something in job, join the companies which are originated from India. Second, if you want to create your own business, even if you want to expand your business in the international locations, register your companies in India. And thirdly, if you are really a contributor, if you really feel patriotism is just not for the army people who are saving us and securing us from the enemies on the border. It is the responsibility of a citizen from India also to apply practical patriotism. And practical patriotism is when you apply and do something for the society, which is one of the problem, and that problem can be solved with your business idea. That's also practical patriotism if it is followed with the right intent, right solution, and the right contribution. So that's my message for the youth. Believe in yourself, believe in India. There's a lot more to come in India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your such a beautiful motivation to us regarding this and give us the insights about the what is the future of India right now. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure talking to you, Akshay. Thank you.
I hope you watched the full video and I believe you learned something new today. And I request you to please share this video. And if you like the video, please like it. The more you like, the more YouTube will share this video to all the other people. And we have a button called red button. It is subscribe button, which is free of cost. So please subscribe it. So whenever I'm going to put a video on your channel Epic Life SRA, you will get the notification also. Also, I request you please share this video to those people who are looking for how to improve their communication skills, how to work on soft skills also. If it is, then this video is for you. So please watch this video and share to all your family and friends. Thank you.